know, Skip, a lot of people say when they hear anonymous, they lash out at the anonymous source. For me, I believe that anonymous sources have a very valuable place in journalism. It is required in order to keep checks and balances so we know what's going on. It doesn't matter if it's government, it doesn't matter if it's business. So I have no problem with this anonymous source. But I got some three phrases that I want you to pay careful attention to, Skip. He says it's not about ability. Now, we've heard for the longest time Colin Kaepernick can't play. He said it's not about ability. He also said Tom Brady and Phillip Rivers wouldn't do something like that. What is that? What is the catchphrase? Why is it so harmful? Why is it so hurtful for them to say what that is? He also said personal agenda. Skip, why is it when a black, be it an activist or an athlete, does something, it's a personal agenda? When a Jewish person or Asian person does something, it's for the betterment of the community. You see how they do that? What they try to do is they try to isolate us. And we've done a good job of doing that against ourselves at some point in time. Because if you remember, J. Edgar Hoover said the very same things about Dr. Martin Luther King. Yep. Said it was his personal agenda. It was about him. Forget. Now, Tim Cook, the CEO of Google, Skip, he just gave $2 million to organizations that fight against hate. Now, one person said, now, that's a personal agenda for Tim Cook. Nobody asked, Tim Cook, who hating on Tim Cook? Who's discriminating against Tim Cook? But when Colin Kaepernick took his stance, Colin, you making $16 million. When have the police ever brutalized you? You see what they did? They take one individual, they try to isolate it and say, no, you can't do anything for your community. They try to keep the focus on you. And Colin Kaepernick says, no. I'm talking about us. And we, as the black community, we got to get out of that single-minded focus also. It's got to be we. It's got to be us. It's got to be our. Because that's what other communities do. You see, Skip, once he told me it wasn't about ability, I turned off everything else he said. Because you know why? Because everybody's been telling me it's about ability. Now, here's the guy that's in charge of building the football team. So he says Colin Kaepernick has the ability. Joy, you mentioned this list of, they got 36 guys. Colin Kaepernick is in front of Blake Bortles, Paxton Lynch, Oya, Goff, Savage, McCown. These guys are on the roster. He's also in front of Sanchez, Gabbert, Chase Daniels, all the quarterbacks from the Jets, Mallett. They got jobs. Oh my goodness. So lo and behold, it was never about his ability. And while you tried to say, oh, it's all about his ability, he's bad, he's terrible. Colin Kaepernick, San Francisco's on their third coach in 3 years, Skip. But is that Colin Kaepernick's fault? Now, they had Jim Harbaugh, who went to the playoffs 3 straight years. He went 8-8. They let him go. So it has a lot to do with that roster. They flipped over that roster a lot. You look at what Colin Kaepernick was playing with. See, when he played well, oh, man, look at all the all-pros they had. He plays bad. He's terrible. He plays good. It's everybody around him. It's Jim Harbaugh. He plays bad. Colin Kaepernick's terrible. You see, Skip, this is what we've seen. You know why Phillip Rivers and Tom Brady would never do this? Because as white men, they've never had to fight for inclusion. In baseball, and MLB says baseball, we go back to 1869. That's when they say documented the MLB was founded. The first black player came in what year, Skip? 1947. Jackie Robinson, almost 80 years. I mean, 60 years. 60 years. Yep. 60 years. So Tom Brady and Phillip Rivers wouldn't have to fight. Now, there were black players. NFL says the NFL started in 1920. Canton Bulldogs, maybe the Acme Packers, however you want to look at it. Now, there was a time, Skip, that in the early 20s, there were black players. But then they had a stretch from about 1933 to about 1948, 1946, that people could not understand. Like, hold on, you used to have black players. Why aren't there any black players now? Without saying a word, they didn't allow black players to play. You see how they did that? That's why Phillip Rivers, that's why Tom Brady, because they never had to fight for inclusion. Ever since
By the way, the league is now, what, 70%?
70%. See, there was a guy that gave a speech at the rally yesterday in Colin Kaepernick's honor. He said the NFL does not have a problem with black players getting concussions. They have a problem when black players get a conscience. You see? See, I'm going to save this last acronym for after you go, Skip. But, Skip, what they try and do is that when you don't like the message, you have yet to hear anybody say, all we talking about is the gesture, all we talking about is that. What I want somebody in the league office, I want an owner, I want a head coach to acknowledge what that is. See, once you say the word, it's almost like it's taboo, Skip. Yeah. It's almost like we can't say police brutality against black. We can't say minorities or get a raw end of the deal. We can't say that, because if we say it, we're at least acknowledging that Colin Kaepernick really has a valid point. So, but we're going to try as best we can to make sure people don't think he has a valid point. And so we're going to say that he really can't play. That's why he did ostracized. But this talent evaluator said it's not about ability. He says Colin Kaepernick has ability. We got 50 general managers that say Colin Kaepernick is better than 12, 14 guys that have jobs. So lo and behold, what they tried to suppress and keep down is finally coming out. You don't like what he did, and you're going to punish him to the umpteenth degree to show others that if you do this, this is what's going to happen to you. Let Colin Kaepernick be a cautionary tale.
So